I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Not every day is going to be an A+ day, and you have to keep moving forwards. You have to keep moving forwards with your life. Now, what do I mean by A+ days? If you go back to when you were a kid in school and the teacher would always grade you on the results of an exam or whatever it was you were doing, and you get an A+ or an A or a B+, a B, a B-, that kind of thing. I used to always get D's and E's and possibly even F's. I didn't like school, didn't like being there, and I wasn't really interested in what the teacher was saying to me at the time, right? At the end of the day, we all make mistakes, right? We all get up and we have bad days. We all have days which are not A+. They're some days that are going to be F or F-, right? Or even G days, right? Most of the days we're going to have are going to be between D and B, right? They're hovering around the middle line, right? So they're not great, fantastic days, but they're not shit days either, you know? They're days when we make progress. An A+ day is up there at the top when you just feel like you're at the top of your health, right? That you feel really fit, you feel healthy, you feel like you're eating well, you feel like you're exercising well, you feel like at the end of the day, once the job has been done, whatever you've been doing that day, you feel like you've made some real progress. Now, one of the first things I want to say about these A+ days is that if every day was an A+ day, let's say for instance that you just sat down and you watched TV and that to you was an A+ day, right? If every day that you got up, you sat down and watched TV and that was an A+ day, would you make any progress in your life? Would you actually move out to try and do something new or to improve yourself? I think most of the time people wouldn't, because you know they're at the top of that level, right? They're already getting their A+ days, so why make any difference? So I think the fact that you have A+ days, then you have these days which are down in the D's and C's and B's. These make you push yourself forward because you want to get to that stage where you're getting more of those A+ days. Now, as I say, there are plenty of days when you're going to get A+. There are plenty of days when you're going to get B days. There are plenty of days when you're going to get C days, E days, whatever, you know, all the way down. We recently moved into a new house. We've just been here, as I record this now, just a couple of weeks. And up until move-in day, it was all very hectic. You know, we were packing boxes, we were putting boxes into the car, and we'd got the keys a couple of weeks earlier, so we were gradually moving stuff across and we were just piling them. Where I'm stood now is the garage. It used to be the garage, now it's my office, and everything was just piled in here or in the main house. And we didn't really have much of a chance to think much about anything, you know. And the day we moved in, we got the keys and we handed the keys back to the old landlord, and we felt really cool, right? It was, you know, everyone left. It was sort of, I couldn't wait, you know, there was the people that were here before, they sort of greeted us and they said, handed us over the keys and told us what the house was like, and, you know, those little itches that a house has got, you know, and somebody who's been living there for a few years would be able to tell you all about that kind of stuff. So eventually when everyone had gone, when the removals guys who were taking all the big stuff across, they'd moved it all across and then they'd gone. And we went inside, put the kettle on, came back out, and we had a settee, a sofa laid out just underneath the veranda. What would you call it? It's like the porch anyway. It's a big sort of area we've got outside the front of the house. And we sat there and it was just so peaceful and quiet. And I really felt that that was an A+ day. I felt, you know, on top of it all, you know. Same the next day. Came into the office here and I started sorting out stuff. I started putting up, I've got a lot of acoustic foam to stick up on the walls, and I started at that. And just sorting out my books onto the bookshelves and getting things in order, right? Trying to get things in order. So I had a great day then. And then the third day, just for some reason, whatever it was, I got up and I felt down about the whole, I started worrying about the rent here. The rent is about a third more than we were paying before. It's what we want in terms of, we've got some orange trees around the place, we've got a swimming pool, we've got, you know, it's peace and quiet. That's basically what I wanted to. I couldn't care less about the rest of the stuff, but it's in the countryside and there's a lot of peace and quiet. And I just started worrying about that, and it was sort of, it wasn't an F day, but it was certainly down there with, you know, an E or a D, that kind of thing. And, you know, it just goes to show, the next day I got up and I was fine again, you know, but it goes to show that not every day is going to be up there at the top. Now, the same thing is going to happen if you're going through habit change, right? Let's say you're trying to quit drinking, or you're trying to quit smoking, or you're losing weight or something like that, you know. And you build yourself up to it over time. You get yourself prepared, and you have a lot of determination, right? So you get to your first day and you're really raring to go. You know, you say, no, I don't want this, don't want that. I'm having this, and that's it. You know, you're really shooting. Narrow focus, right? That's it. Then day 2 comes, maybe you're the same. Day 3 comes and you start thinking about things a bit more, you know. You start worrying that maybe, you know, you've bitten off more than you can chew. Maybe it's not such a great idea at all, and you start questioning things. Same thing will happen with things like cravings or sleeping. You know, you get to day 1, you might not feel any cravings. You get to day 2, no cravings. All of a sudden, day 3, you start feeling cravings, you know, and you start thinking, well, what the hell is this? I'm not supposed to be feeling cravings on day 3. You know, day 1, you might sleep well. Day 2, you might not sleep well. But this is going to be a pattern over the whole course of your new journey, right? For the first month, or maybe even 2 months at least. So say you've got a graph, right? And up here is the good days and down here is the bad days, right? And one day you'll have a good day, it'll be up here, and then the next day it's down like this and up and down. And you'll have all these little up and down days. But when you look at it overall, after a month or after 2 months, you'll notice that the bad days are in decline, right? That the days when you're having cravings are in decline. The days when you're losing sleep are in decline. You know, and even though the pattern might go like this, it's in a downward slope, right? So, you know, one of the best things that you can do is just to use your mind and use your thinking, and just think yourself through the bad days, you know, when you're not having those A+ days, when you're not feeling at the top. And just say to yourself, well, you know, if I didn't have a good sleep last night, I did have a good sleep the night before last, or, you know, I'm likely to have a good sleep tonight. And think about the days before you stopped drinking and how many good days of sleep you actually had then. Now, you might have knocked yourself out and gone comatose with the alcohol, but you were never getting good sleep. You know, alcohol prevents that. So it's physically impossible for you to have a good sleep while you're drinking a lot of alcohol, while there's alcohol flowing through your system. For a start, the alcohol does shit inside you, right, which prevents you from going into the deep sleep that's necessary. And your body is on cleanup mode. So your body is trying to get rid of this alcohol. It's trying to metabolize all this alcohol from your system and get rid of it while you're asleep. And your body shouldn't be doing that. Your body should be relaxing, your mind should be relaxing, and you should be getting the restfulness that you need for the next day, right? To get up the next day and feel like this is an A+ day and pushing yourself forward. So I hope that made some sense. I hope you got something out of this video. If you want to get regular daily videos into your inbox, into your email inbox, then come on over to the website and you'll find a subscription form in the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Anyway, it's in the sidebar. And you just give me your email address. It's absolutely free. I'll send you daily emails and, you know, a quick note about whatever it is that day we're talking about, you know, some inspirational stuff or motivational stuff, trying to get you and keep you moving forwards. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself, onwards and upwards.